Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
I'm talking about the countdown. Did that come up on your side?
Nah.
That's crazy. Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. And you tuned into another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. What's going on with you, my guy?
Man, can't call it, man. Just another day, man, on this earth, man. Just trying to figure shit out. You know what I'm saying? Got some shit coming up tomorrow that I'm not looking forward to, but gotta do what I gotta do, man. But how you feeling though, man? Everything good with you?
Hey man, I have no complaints, man. I'm actually kid free this weekend, so I'm a little excited about that part.
Me too. Yeah, me too. It'd be so weird, dude, being in this house when my kids ain't here. I'm like, damn.
It sucked bad, bro. But outside of that, man, I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna try to go do some stuff that I ain't, you know what I'm saying, I ain't did in a minute. So I'm definitely gonna enjoy myself as much as I can, though. But that's about it, bro.
That's what's up, man. I definitely feel you, man. It'd be so awkward, man. Like when they're not here, I'd be like, damn. I'd be like, it's super quiet in this bitch. Even though they're usually pretty quiet anyway, but it's just more of like knowing that they're here because they'll like come down and like fuck with me for a little minute and then they'll go back doing what they do. But yeah, I definitely feel you on that one, man. But absolutely. I don't know, man. I gotta work tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm really gonna get into too much stuff.
Yeah.
Other than some new content, but
absolutely. We'll see. Tomorrow. Because I got some stuff to start watching and I got some stuff to finish watching. So far so good. Just an update for you guys. The Wire. I understand. Season 1 has been coming along fine. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. We had to talk about that later, but I like it so far.
What's up?
So let's go ahead and get into our favorite segment, man. For those that are new to the show, this is where we give you little extra bits of what we watch outside of, you know what I'm saying, the shows and movies we do episodes on. We call this What We Watching.
Yoga Fire! Yoga Flame!
My fault, that ain't it. That ain't it either. God, dog.
What we watching?
What we watching?
My apologies, y'all. I'm a little flexible. Man, we was having a good pre-production talk. So
yeah, we definitely was.
I'm a little, excited. Anyway, so what you got this week, bro?
All right, man. I got two, man. I got one show that I started, and I got a documentary So I'm gonna start with the show. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but it's a new Apple original. Just came out like 2 weeks ago, I believe.
Yeah.
My guy Idris Elba, you know what I'm saying? He's in the Wire as well. But Hijack, and this shit it's been good. I think I just watched the 4th or 5th episode. I'm not sure which one just came out this week. Yeah, it might have been the 4th though. It might have been the 4th. Okay. Because they gave us 2 and then they dropped 1 and then another one. So I think it was the 4th one that I just watched. But it's really good. It's really good. I like how they got it. I like how they got it set up. I like how they got like the hijackers, like the whole fact of like, because see, I'm where they just figured out who the quote unquote suspects are, and I didn't know like they did this thing where, so since 9/11, they came up with this new shit to where they, and I don't know if this is real or if they put this in the show, but they said in the show since 9/11, if you being hijacked, there's no way because the hijackers are, watching you, whatever the case may be. So my dude like changed the notch the autopilot shit, and it made them go like off track. And if you do that, that's sitting the signal down, let you know there's some shit going on up here. You know what I'm saying? So like I like how they put little shit in there like that, and like the way that the previews show you, it's like it make it seem like Idris Elba's character is helping the hijackers, which he is, but he's not. You know what I'm saying? It's like a whole little thing where he's like playing the middle, because his whole thing is like he said in the preview, yo, I'm trying to get home. He's like, so I will help you. And so but he's doing some other shit in between. So you'll see it when you start watching it. I know you're gonna end up watching it, but Hijack,
actually.
Yeah, man, Hijack is definitely a really, really good show. But I mean, it's Idris Elba though, so I really didn't expect anything less. Even though I really don't recognize anybody else that's in it, but everybody's doing a pretty good job as far as I can see. So check out Hijack on Apple TV Plus. But okay, how can I set this up? So this is a Tubi original.
What we talking about now? A Tubi original.
A Tubi original, man. It's a documentary though.
Okay.
All right. It's a documentary. It's a Tubi original. And it is called Mysteries from the Grave, the Titanic. So, hear me out. Yo, this shit was wild. It was some shit. I mean, and some of the stuff may be common knowledge if you look it up.
Mm-hmm.
But this damn shit was doomed from the beginning. Like we already know, like thousands of people died building it. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
But so like the boiler room joint, right?
Yeah.
So before, when they was preparing, like getting the ship together, like before they was, selling from, wherever they sell from, where they was going to New York and all this type of shit. So they was doing like a little test run joint. So, the boiler room, they use coal, for the propellers to, to go or whatever.
Right.
The motherfucker caught on fire before anybody got on it. So they had to put out a fight, and that shit ended up, you can see there's a picture where you can see like the black line from the fire, which they said that they believe that is one of the things that weakened the damn Titanic when they hit the fucking iceberg, is because the motherfucker had caught on fire before they even left. Yeah. Then the ship was so heavy, they had to use other ships, well, not ships, but other like boats or whatever to move it so it could like go or whatever. The motherfucker almost hit one of the boats that was pulling it. So that was another thing. And so some of the interesting stuff was like some of the rich people that was on it, which we kind of knew about that from the movie or whatever, whatnot. But what they didn't show us in the movie was, so there was a ship that was 20 miles ahead of the Titanic. The Titanic wasn't out there by itself. There was like maybe 3 to 4 ships. So there was one that was in front of them, 20 miles in front of them. This motherfucker hit the Titanic up. It was like, yo, we are experiencing some, some icebergs or whatever or whatnot. But what happened was they was having communication with the dude that was in the car room, whatever, was having communication with the ship. Well, these motherfuckers got into like an argument. So the dude that was in the Titanic, he shuts the fucking thing off. So he never got the message. So the other dude that was in the other one, he shut. Well, no, let me get this right. The other ship turned their shit off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that frequency off with them because the dude from the Titanic was bitching at him about some shit. So the dude from the Titanic that was supposed to be in that fucking control room or whatever, he went to sleep. He's like, fuck that shit. I'm going to bed. So when the Titanic had hit the iceberg, they trying to call that ship that was 20 miles ahead of them. They turned that shit off. That's why it took the other ship, because there was another ship that was 60 miles away. That was the one that ended up coming to save everybody, was because the other ship that was 20 miles from them, which they said by the timing, that ship could have made it before the whole Titanic went under. But because they shut that shit off, because that the dude was bitching at them, that was a whole, you know what I'm saying, a whole thing. So then like it was some other shit that I had figured out. Well, we knew from the movie that they didn't have enough, lifeboats to save everybody.
Right.
But also, what they didn't tell us in the movie, but if you really paying attention, so you remember when the shit started going down. So how these motherfuckers was trying to get how they was trying to lower the lifeboats or whatever, how they was fucking that shit up. Reason they was fucking that shit up is because they were supposed to do like an emergency little test or whatever, so everybody can know how everything goes and all that type of shit. Because they was running off schedule, they never ran it. So when shit really went down, they really didn't know what to do because they never did the emergency run.
So nobody knew how to do none of that shit, crew and all.
Not for something to really be happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they probably knew like the standard, but at the same time, this was a new ship. There was no other ships like the Titanic. So even if you know how to do it, like you probably know how to do it from another boat, but not a boat to the size of the Titanic and all that type shit.
So did they get into how the Titanic wasn't really the Titanic?
What do you mean?
So, the Titanic has a sister ship. It was like 3 of them that was made all together. But it was a sister ship that they had originally had sailed off and came back. And then the Titanic was the next one that was supposed to be like the shit. This was the one. This was the main thing. But because they couldn't finish it in time. Now, this is just a theory because I don't know. But it's a lot of evidence supporting this theory. But because they couldn't finish the Titanic in time, they took the old ship and fixed it up and added new shit to it and basically said that that's the Titanic.
No, they didn't say anything about like that type shit. But then like
it's interesting because they say that the ship that and I think that's why a lot of them keep trying to go down there because they're saying that the ship that's down there in the ocean right now is not the original Titanic. It's the boat that went off first. I think it's the Britannica. It's the boat that went off first, and then they brought it back and patched it up basically, and shipped it back off as the Titanic because they even saying that it didn't hit no iceberg. It was the patch up job that got fucked up that caused the ship to sink like that.
Well, no, they didn't talk about that. Now, what they did say was the fire that happened in the boiler room is something that weakened it. So when it hit the iceberg, that's why so much water got in there because of the fire damage or whatnot. And then like they were talking about like, how some of the ships like they showed in the movie, they was like, even if they packed them, because they said that those boats were supposed to be able to carry 65 people. They said even with this, if they would have done all of them 65 people, the people like in third and second class still wouldn't have been. Yeah, they would have died anyway. So then they got to talking about the aftermath shit. And so like there was one dude because they had family members like descendants from the people that was on the ship or whatever from the and so there was this one dude. He was 17 at the time, and so his dad, because they did the whole women and children thing. So his dad didn't make it. His dad was one of the people who died. So him and his mom went because like they had like a very, very successful business. So I think, as if I'm not mistaken, that was the family that was the owner of Macy's, I believe.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on this, but there were people on there that owned Macy's, and so my man went to be a successful businessman or whatever.
Okay.
So his dad dies in the Titanic wreckage. Then his mom died in another type of accident, and then he ended up killing himself. He hung himself. And then there was another story of there was only one black man on the Titanic, and he was married to I forget what descendant that this lady was, but the black dude that was on it, he came from a successful family. He was Haitian. He's from Haiti,
Yeah.
and so he went on a vacation to Paris or whatever, whatnot. Now, this is the crazy part. His dad was in government status in Haiti, and like his uncle was too. So like he was like rich, like Haitian rich.
Yeah.
Okay, so he had a first class ticket for another boat, but the reason they didn't take that boat because the way they did the daycare, not the daycare, but all children had to be like in this daycare joint. And the lady didn't feel comfortable. I don't blame her because she knew she had mixed kids. Because she was a white lady, but she wasn't like white. She was like Dutch or some shit. I don't know what, I can't remember exactly what she was. But, in our eyes, she's white. So the kids are mixed. And she didn't feel comfortable leaving her kids like with these other people and these other kids. Now they had a first class ticket. They traded in their first class tickets for second class tickets to get on the Titanic because they would be able to keep their kids. So what ended up happening was, so when the Titanic was sinking and shit, she was able to get her and her kids on the lifeboat joints. Husband, obviously they're not gonna let him on. So he dies. So she makes it back to Haiti. Dude, my guy, she had 2 daughters.
Yeah.
Neither one of the daughters ever got married. And up until they fucking mom was like 90 and they was like 70 or some shit, they slept in the same bed until all of them died. They were so traumatized.
That's all trauma.
They were so traumatized they slept in the same bed with their mom up until they like 70s or some shit like that. Crazy. But it was very informative, man. I learned some shit that I did not know about the Titanic, and I knew I would throw you off with saying I wanted to let that live by saying it was a Tubi original because me and you have been killing some Tubi shit. But yeah, man, it was all right documentary, man. I mean, you fought with the Titanic. If you ever get a chance, man, it's Mysteries from the Grave, the Titanic, and it's on Tubi.
Okay, so real quick, it wasn't the Britannica, it was called the Britannic. And the other one, which was the last one to get shipped off, was the Olympic. And they saying that the Olympic is originally the Olympic is the real Titanic, and the Titanic that sank is the Britannic. So they saying it's only really 2 boats. It's not really 3.
Oh no, they didn't talk about that. They didn't even really talk about how many people had actually died, like building that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, for sure. So for my what we watching, man, I have a documentary on Netflix that if you were born anywhere between the ages of 1976 and 1989, you could definitely appreciate these. You could definitely appreciate this. It's called Muscles and Mayhem, and it's the story of the American gladiators. And it was nostalgic to say the least, but it was also eye-opening like a mug. So it literally tells you how the American Gladiators was created. It tells you how it started. It tells you how the actual gladiators on the show was picked. It even showed you some of the backstories of some of these guys. And so the original American Gladiator was this black guy. He was the I think his name was Nitro?
Nitro.
Yeah, the black dude. He
Mhm.
he was a former football player. So he was like this big 300-pound dude, and they found like some chick or whatever that she was like she was in the bodybuilding competitions and shit, and they was trying to, you know what I'm saying, like figure out a way for them to like compete against regular average people, like super athletic average people and shit. And so like
Mhm.
they was coming up with all these games. So the first game was they was like in this little like area, and they had like Velcro all around the walls, and they had a dude in a Velcro suit, and basically the dude was supposed to just push him into the wall until he stuck, and the other dude was supposed to fight him off. And so the dude in the Velcro suit supposed to be fighting this big 300-pound ex lineman off, and the lineman is supposed to be pushing this nigga into the wall to stick to the wall. And the way that they came up with that game was because the creator, was watching a late night TV show on Jay Leno or Letterman or one of them, where the nigga runs, he jumps on the trampoline, he jumps up on the wall and sticks to the wall with the Velcro. So he thinking that because that shit happened on a late night TV show, it would also happen in this game. Didn't work. It basically, they had the whole episode where this nigga was just literally like slamming this nigga into the wall with sheer force. And then the second game was this lady. She had like this bungee thing on, like this bungee harness on, and they had the former bodybuilder chick on the trampoline, and they had all these little foam pieces on the trampoline. So she was jumping up and down on the trampoline, stumping on the trampoline, doing all kind of shit. And the lady is supposed to grab as many of these pieces as she can before the time run out. But the trick to it is the lady on the trampoline can reach up and grab this ring that's on the string, on the rope, and literally pull her, and it'll pull the lady back with the bungee harness, and then she had to swing back, and you know what I'm saying, to the trampoline. So while that shit was happening, she was swinging back, but every time she swing back, like she was crashing into the trampoline, because they was taking like old motorcycle shit and old hockey equipment and spray painting it and shit like that. So the equipment was trash off rip. So after a while, all of this shit was happening and it wasn't going as planned. And this is just the pilot episode. This ain't even the actual show yet. This is just the pilot episode. They could sell the show. So after a while, it was getting some good ratings or whatever. They said, this is a good idea. They was coming up with some other games, and then they brought in the dude that he was like NBC's top producer. He was, saying he basically did everything for NBC, like damn near, I forgot what his name is, but he was basically on everything for NBC. You done seen his name 1,000 times and don't even realize you done seen his name. So, basically the dude that run Metro Goldwyn and Mayor, it's the Goldwyn dude. He had brought him in. He was like, I really need you to come in on this. Like, you can really do this. And so the American Gladiators that we know, that he was a part of that American Gladiators, because that was the second half of the first season that he jumped in. And so they turned it into like this phenomenon, and then like all these, American Gladiators was getting famous and shit. And then next thing you know, they were talking about how the American Gladiators was getting addicted to drugs and doing steroids and fucking each other and all kind of wild shit. And then they was talking about how, because the American Gladiators was so big and athletic, that the contestants was just getting constantly fucked up. So like they was slamming niggas on their necks, like they was throwing niggas into the motherfucker into the gaming pieces, like all kind of shit, bro. And then they said the thing that really sent them over the top was the jousting game. And at first, it was just like this long platform where they run up the platform and they hit each other and try to knock it off. And they said they brought this one dude in there who was like, he was in like aerospace and aeronautics and all that shit and all this other shit and physics and stuff. So he said to take the platform away, take two beams, and on the beams have like a 4-foot plate on it, basically. And that shit turned everything up. Like that was one of the best games. Everybody loved that shit. And then they was going through all the different, you know what I'm saying, gladiators over the years. They was, you know what I'm saying, talking to them and interviewing them and stuff like that. And then the last one of the major stories of it was they had this dude who he didn't have like no athletic background. He ain't played no sports, no nothing. But he went in there and he just was whooping their ass. Like they was so confused on how this motherfucker was doing. But he was just going there and just beating their ass. He was knocking the gladiators over and shit. Like he was really hurting these motherfuckers. So it's basically just they were showing you the evolution and the downfall of American gladiators and how it became such a huge American phenomenon and all this other stuff. And it's a super interesting show, man. It's one of them things that, like I said, if you was born within that time and you was growing up around the time that came out, you definitely want to watch that because it take you back a long, long way. And then my last one is not out yet, but it comes out Wednesday. It's the third season of Record of Ragnarok. It's anime on Netflix. It's super dope. It's basically about a tournament that the gods have with one of the angels, and the angels basically was like, yo, you know, we can't just destroy the humans again. Like we need to at least give them a fighting chance. So she basically finds the best of humanity and then lets them fight, you know what I'm saying, whatever gods, you know what I'm saying, that they pick to fight against. And it's an interesting concept. It's a dope anime. I love it. I can't wait for Wednesday. So that's it. So I got Muscles and Mayhem, the story of American gladiators, and Record of Ragnarok, and they both on Netflix.
Okay, I ain't mad at that.
For sure, man. All right, so let's get into it, man. The movie we doing today came out in 2002, starring Juliana, what's her name? Juliana Margulies, I guess. Gabriel Byrne, Isaiah Washington, Carl Urban, Emily Browning, and a host of other people. But we doing Ghost Ship, horror movie. You know what I'm saying? This is right up S. lane. So talk to me, man. What'd you think?
All right, so like I said in the coming soon, like I've only seen Ghost Ship like once or twice.
Okay.
And so like going back and watching this, and it's so crazy going back and like watching Emily Browning now, like as a little kid. It's like, cause like I know her from like fucking Sucker Punch. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? When I seen her and I'm looking, I'm like, damn, she looked familiar. And then I looked on the IMDb and I realized that that's what's her name's wife from the God Show on Stars.
Yes, American Gods.
American Gods, yeah.
Yep. And it was so weird. I was like,
Kid.
wow. I was like, it's so crazy seeing her as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so going back and watching it, and it was just like, yo, these motherfuckers stupid as fuck. It's like going back and like watching it, like the idea was crazy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, if somebody tell you, yo, I got pictures of this boat,
Mm-hmm.
right? This boat supposedly went missing in, I think it was 1962, if I'm not mistaken, 62, 63.
No, you was on the money.
Okay, so 62. And it's like, so now you all of a sudden got this picture of it. And so y'all listen to this guy, y'all fucking go out there. And it's like, all right, the shit shows up on the radar, then it goes away. Then it shows up on the radar, then it goes away. And then y'all run directly into this bitch. And it's still sitting up. Y'all don't think it's odd that a boat that went missing in 62, as much as people, as many planes, submarines, boats, ships, nobody seen this bitch in like 50 years. But y'all are the lucky motherfuckers that run into this bitch. Y'all don't think this is odd? A boat that's rotting on top of water.
It's still floating.
Still floating. And y'all, yo, I'm sitting here watching this shit and I'm like, okay, all y'all deserve to die.
Absolutely.
All right? Like, all of y'all deserve to fucking die because, like, and then to come to find out this dude is like a fucking collector of souls. It's like,
Yeah, that was weird.
what? Okay, fuck that. We getting into the shits. Hold on, we gotta get into the shits right now. So this motherfucker, so the dude, because I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, how did the dude even run up on them in the bar? I was like, if he's from the ship and everybody else is trapped on the ship, how did this one motherfucker get away? And so,
well,
that's when. So what?
So to me, that made sense.
Well, see, once they showed us, like once the little girl was able to play it back for Epps, then I could see, okay, I see how he got off because he was, even when he went onto the boat, like he went onto the boat to do a fucking robbery. You know what I'm saying? To rob it for the gold or whatever, whatnot. He had Francesca. Was that what her name was?
Yeah.
He had the singing chick, yeah, to help, but then he ended up
killing
fucked up what he did to her. Yeah, he killed that bitch too. But like, so his whole thing was like killing everybody on this boat or whatever, and then going out to get other people to come back because like his whole thing is like, yo, if I don't, collect these souls, he's gonna be upset with me. So I'm guessing he's talking about the devil or whatever, whatnot. But it was just like, it was just super weird that he went on. Nobody else can lead the boat, but he can lead the boat. But I guess because he never really originally died on the boat, so he's able to, freelance and do whatever the fuck you want to do.
His whole thing is to collect souls, so that's why I said it made sense because he would have to be able to move around. Because I mean, like, okay, he got everybody on the boat. He can't stay on the damn boat because
everybody's dead.
Made a bad deal. That's stupid.
Yeah, I just felt like the whole crew. Like, I'm not shitting on their job because what they did is they went and got. I mean, but like, who goes out and gets salvage boats and shit, and then you drag it back to a place?
Who thought that they was gonna be able to do that on that old ass tugboat?
Yeah,
that tugboat wasn't gonna do shit for real, man.
I didn't want to say it. Yo, they really thought. First of all, what's that dude named Santos? What the fuck that motherfucking name?
Oh my god.
Yo, this motherfucker really thought you already got to work on the engine. The engine already fucked up.
Right.
And you think that little bitty tugboat was gonna pull that fucking ship anywhere? You deserve for a ghost to go and turn on that propane tank and blow the fuck up. Because that was a dumb ass idea, my guy. What made you think? Yo,
when the pool filled up with blood, it was time to go.
Man, yo, it was time to go when we ran into this bitch out of nowhere.
That's all I'm saying. First and foremost, you're not getting that. It's so many jobs in this world that I wouldn't do. But, nigga, you talking about going to find old wrecked ships for the hopes that it may be something on there that's worth selling, man. If you don't get your ass on out of here, man.
And then you out to sea for 6 months.
Come on, bro.
How much money these motherfuckers making?
Apparently not enough. They had to go get that big ass boat.
Yeah, I'm watching this, and I just felt the reason I bring it up because I think the script was mediocre. I think that they could have came up with a better story.
Yeah.
Now what was entertaining was the fact of like when they had what was her name? What was Emily Brown's name? When they had Katie actually showing Epps what really happened.
Yeah.
That made sense. Because it was just like, why all of a sudden did this wire come out of nowhere and like kill all of these damn people?
I remember it showed you in the beginning what happened.
Yeah, but I think that they set it up for that to happen. Like, I don't think that wasn't an accident, is what I'm saying.
Nah, okay, so I might be tripping, but I remember that it was a somebody with a black glove on, and they loosened some shit up, and then the wire snapped and killed everybody. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't an accident.
Beginning.
Yeah, I think that someone rigged it up to do that because remember,
I'm saying, was that the replay or was that the beginning?
That was. Oh man, I don't. I think that was the replay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when Katie was showing Epps. And
okay,
so
I keep thinking that's the beginning. Like I remember they all dancing and shit. It show a girl singing, it slow down, and then they show the hand do what it do, and then the wire snap, and then everybody die. Okay, so that's the replay. All right, cool. So now I get it now. Okay.
Yeah, and then all of these people show up and they coming with guns. They put everybody in the pool. They shooting all these motherfuckers. It was just like crazy. Then they go to get the gold. And then that's when old girl, we think like, damn, she was with it the whole time. Well, I mean, she was with it the whole time. She just didn't know dude was gonna kill her ass any fucking way.
Right.
But that part was cool. But it was just like the whole, I don't know, like the whole setup of it was just like, y'all gotta do better than this. I just felt like
bodies that wire was able to cut through all them like that.
I mean, look, I'm not I'm not into a lot of physics, but if a wire is moving at a certain speed,
yeah,
shit might be possible. I don't know if they could do. I don't know if they could do that many people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause like that motherfucker ain't even slow down. That motherfucker was still going ding at the end though. I'm like, that's crazy.
And then for the reactions to be what it is, like everybody standing there looking around, like, yo, something ain't right.
Ever. Greatest to a horror movie ever.
Yes, that part. Yeah. That part was dope. That's really like the best part of the movie. And then to think that all these souls needed was that one drop of blood when Epps fell back in that damn pool and hit her head. It's like, dude, that was so many signs that y'all needed to go. So many signs.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, when my dude tripped in that hole and you saw that little girl, yo, fuck that, yo. I'll holler at I'll holler at y'all later.
Or at least let me get on the tugboat.
Yeah, I sit down here, y'all do what y'all need to do, and you know what I'm saying, radio, and then nobody's fucking radio is working.
Right.
Y'all don't think that that's something? You know what I'm saying?
I think we gotta attack the writing team on this.
Yes.
Because I 100% agree with you. It could have been a better story. I don't think the story was that good. Because if all this shit was just over some gold and shit, and it was a nigga who just so happened to need to get some souls, like, come on, man.
The thing is, nobody even knew it was even gold on the boat. Like, their whole thing was like, all right, we're gonna go out there, and if we find it, we're just gonna tug it back. Like,
no, I'm talking about the dude that had to kill everybody. Like him having to kill everybody, but he knew it was gold and like riches and shit on the ship.
So but he don't care about any of that type shit. Like the whole robbery shit, I don't think his whole intentions was never to even get the gold. I think that he used the gold to get people to go to the ship so he could just kill everybody.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, the shit don't make sense as to why we don't really know what the fuck the whole point of this shit was. Because truthfully, at the end of the day, when you watch this, you really don't know why the motherfuckers got killed to begin with. You just know that this nigga's supposed to collect souls. Why is he supposed to be collecting souls? What happened to where he needed to collect souls? Like that's what the story should have been about.
I mean, apparently, he had to be like working for the devil or some shit.
No, that's what I'm saying. To me, that makes perfect sense. But the fact that you able to come up with that quick, nigga, they could have did the same thing. You one man. And you was like, apparently it was working for the devil. These niggas could have been in the writing room and been like, you know what? Let's make them do a deal with the devil.
No. Okay, no.
Come on, man.
I wish I was in the right room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, listen. So we got Greer. Greer's pissed off as he should.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real. You're the only black guy. Shit going crazy. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Dude now got blew up in the thing. You got blew up. You know what I mean? You was on the tugboat too. You didn't die. So you sitting there drinking this old ass liquor, and you like,
well, liquor don't age like that. So I'm
yeah. So liquor was really probably good. So first of all, so liquors. So Greer's like, yo, I heard this voice of this girl. He was like, man, I was just saying, man, it felt like she was coming on to me. And so they like, you tripping, blase. So later on, he's sitting at the fucking piano, and so all of a sudden, fine ass girl just pop up. You don't think that's strange? All right.
No, I'm gonna tell you what's even stranger. It's a lit cigarette.
Yeah. So he saw the lit cigarette first with lipstick on.
Didn't strike you as odd? This 60, this motherfucker been here since 62. Still burning.
And this the only one is white. All the rest of them bitches burnt.
Come on, man.
It's one white cigarette with lipstick on. Okay, so then you see this lady just pop up out of no fucking where.
With a red dress.
With a red dress on.
By the way, too. Don't forget about that part.
Don't forget about what part?
The spotlight.
Oh, yeah. So the spotlight on her. Then, no. The whole fucking room goes back to the same way it looked in 1962, and all these fucking people just pop up clapping.
After you
don't find that strange.
After you already walked in here, ain't nobody else on this shit. And it's since 62. This fine ass lady just come out with a red dress on. You sitting up there talking about she coming on to, sir. What's going on, man? Who have you been around? Where did you grow up? That's what I want to know.
No. Then he makes the statement. So when he was sitting at the damn piano, he's looking at a picture of his wife. Whew, you want to talk about me? But anyway, he's looking at his wife, and so I'm gonna make it back to you, blase, all this like shit, right? So
we're not gonna
go back. Oh look.
I'm sorry. Talk about me. Woo. That's good. That's good right there, man.
Yo, listen. So then this motherfucker look at that girl.
Yeah.
And say, well, you've been dead since 62. So basically, if I smash, I won't be cheating on my wife because you dead.
Come on, man.
So now,
come on, man.
My man is following the old girl. She's taking off clothing while she's walking away.
Mm-hmm.
So then my man goes in for a kiss and fall down a fucking elevator shaft. Plunges to his death.
Guess what?
Because she's a fucking ghost, dumbass.
You know what she did to him?
What?
She ghosted him. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, man. Let's get it.
Yo, you fucking stupid. Yo, that was a good one.
Sorry, man. But this is my thing, bro. Usually in scary movies, black people are way better at avoiding being the early kill. You know what I'm saying? Usually we like the mid high, you know what I'm saying? Mid to high kill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes we almost even get away. But he died too early, man. They broke the rule. I'm sorry. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, at least he wasn't the first.
No, he wasn't the first, but he was early in the kill sheet, bro. That's wild.
Yeah, but the line they gave him, he needed to die. Okay.
Absolutely.
How you gonna tell a dead bitch that I won't be cheating on my wife because you dead?
So you're not gonna be cheating at all. She's a ghost. Okay, she turned the room back into the way it was or whatever. That's fine, but no, man, you're not doing nothing.
Yo, if I was in that right room, I'm like, yo, you don't find this? My God.
Like, this how we killing this motherfucker? Okay.
Who's doing this?
Yeah.
I'm watching this and I'm like, yo, who the fuck is doing this?
Man. Yo, when the blood start hitting the swimming pool, bro, and the doors start locking in on them. Hey man, that's how I knew it was over for everybody. That's how I knew. I said, "Oh yeah, it's going down."
No, I knew before then.
Okay, talk to me.
I knew when they was in like the captain quarter or whatever.
Yeah.
And they found that watch.
Mm-hmm.
And my man's like, "Yo, check this out." And they didn't get it at first.
Yeah.
He was like, "Look at it. It's a digital watch." He said this thing has been abandoned since '62. Wasn't no such thing as these type of watches. That's telling you somebody else not been on this fucking boat that's supposed to be missing for 50 years.
Absolutely.
Y'all don't think that this is odd that a digital watch just on this fucking boat?
Well, no, the fact that they didn't find it out that the motherfucker was still floating. It's so many. This should have been called red flag. Because there's so many goddamn red flags in this movie, man. Like when them motherfuckers found all that gold. Okay. Now, first and foremost, the easiest thing to do would have been for everybody to take a few bars, get on the tugboat, fuck that motherfucking boat. Just get out of there. You ain't need to take all that gold. Just take a few pieces. You know where it's at. You know what I'm saying? You can go back and get more. Play the long game. Play the long game. People's greed, man. I don't understand. You know you can't carry all that goddamn gold, bruh. And then they tried to lower it down on the tugboat. That little bitty ass tugboat wasn't about to carry all that gold. Like, man, I would listen. If y'all ain't never seen this, watch this movie so y'all can see this little ass tugboat, bro. It's like all these other boats that y'all finding, y'all could have paid for a better ship. That's all I'm saying. Y'all could have paid for a better ship. Y'all could have found a bigger tugboat or whatever y'all was using. Y'all could have found a ferry. Y'all could have found anything. You chose to keep using that motherfucker.
Oh man,
it's all worn down and raggedy. Like, nah, man, I wouldn't have went out that far on that motherfucker. I'm sorry. They had to put me at base or something, bro, so we can connect to community through walkie-talkies or something.
Yeah, and then it's like little shit like so when Epps was down there in the fucking pool when she fell in the pool. Well, before she fell, you see all of these shell casings.
Yeah.
Why are there shell casings on this boat?
Right.
Yo, I would have been like, look, and then when she falls
too.
Yeah, in the wall and all this shit. Yeah. Even when they was in there with the gold, that damn Jaguar was shot up.
Yep.
Y'all don't find this shit odd. But what tripped me out was the fact that when she finally got up, she didn't say nothing about it. That would have been the first thing on my mind. Yo, I was down in the pool. There's a whole bunch of shell casing down there. Something ain't right about this boat. It's time to go.
Well, nah, because by that time, that's when the blood started getting in the pool, wasn't it?
I thought the blood came later. Because remember, they went down to like the laundry room joint. Mm-hmm. And so they went down there. And so they opened up this door. And then when she opened the door, all of these bodies fucking came out.
Oh yeah.
And then the door locked. And then then there was only one door open, and that's when they went, I think, back to the pool, and that's when the pool started filling up with blood,
you're right.
I believe.
You're right. So
And
them bodies must have been the people that was there before then.
yeah, I think those bodies were the people after the 62 people. Like those bodies was probably the bodies from the people that had their digital watch.
Right. Because I mean that makes sense. Because ain't no way them motherfuckers was still gonna be in there from 62.
Because the only person that was in there for 62 was Katie, and her body was hanging, and her body was rotted out and all that type of shit. Those other bodies that came out their room, they didn't look like her.
Which is crazy because so after all that shit happened, bro, she was literally the only person left on that boat.
That we could physically see. No, the Francesca lady. Because remember, no, wait a minute. Well, the only people that they showed, other than the one scene with Greer, where everybody just miraculously came back, the only people that really showed up was the one captain. Because you remember, Murphy was sitting at the captain place, and the captain poured him a drink or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So Greer saw the Francesca lady. Right. And Ep saw Katie. That was it. We didn't really see anybody else.
No, I'm saying in 62, after they killed everybody, the only person that would have had to been left would have been Katie.
Well, that was the only body that we saw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. She would have been the only person left on the boat then. As far as like once they went and killed everybody, got off the boat, left. She was on that boat all by herself at that point.
Well, no, because remember they showed the soul dude and his guy, they hunger.
Oh, right.
So I guess that was the only reason why. I guess because they hung her, that's the reason why she's the only person that's fucking walking around this damn boat that we can see. I don't know why she was the special one. I don't know if it's because she was so young. I don't know what the fuck.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking you're right, because it could have been because she was so young and innocent that, you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Because they don't tell what the rest of the motherfuckers are doing.
Man, she was Casper.
Absolutely.
Like
she's still Casper to this day.
Exactly, because Casper was a friendly ghost. His uncle was fucking shit up. She's trying to save everybody, and they fucked her up. So she was Casper.
Well,
that's her new name.
We knew Francesca was gonna be on some bullshit because we ended up finding out that she was in on the shit. The captain part, to me, I'm not drinking that. I'm not drinking that, bro.
No, fuck that. I'm not trying to eat them damn beans.
That too. What the fuck is going on?
Yo, when they showed that shit, dude, maggots might be one of the most disgusting things on this earth.
Absolutely.
And I know that was fake. I know it's a movie. But fuck that shit. It looked like it's too close. Yo, that shit looked disgusting.
Yeah. They say that's the best source of protein and shit. Like if you ever get stranded, you find some maggots. That's good for you. But I'm like, I'm not. You can go ahead and count me out.
Yeah, that's why I ain't trying to get stranded.
Yeah, I
dude, that was crazy, man. But this whole movie, man, it was just like I remember because this movie came out around the same time as what was that movie called? The Poseidons. What was that movie called? Had Kurt Russell in it.
Oh, yeah, I'm out. I don't know.
Start with a P, and like
it was.
Well, not necessarily. No, because like the ship was like sinking in some shit, and like he's trying to like save his daughter and a couple of other people that was on a boat or whatever. But only reason I bring it up because it was another boat movie.
Oh, okay.
And like so they both came out around the same time, but like yeah, like this movie it wasn't it, man. Like it wasn't it.
I'm
Like
with
even the kills. The only really good kill was when my man was trying to, which was so stupid. This is what kills me. These motherfuckers really thought. That's what I'm saying. These people in this writing room. Look, you gonna say we're gonna go and patch this boat that's been floating since '62, which nobody finds weird.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna patch it up. Not only are we gonna patch it up, we're gonna fix it.
Yeah.
We're gonna fix this boat
Right.
and sell this bitch. So my man goes down to the engine room and he ended up getting grounded up into this fucking shit. You deserve to be grounded up, my guy, because that was the dumbest idea throughout this whole fucking movie. That was dumber than Greer trying to fuck the damn ghost chick.
Yes. Come on, man. Look,
Like-
man. I just okay. So like this is what also pissed me off too. So Katie saved, you know what I'm saying, saved them, and she risked her ghost life to, you know what I'm saying, to help them out. And her and a few others, they ended up going to heaven. So then when Epps, you know what I'm saying, they find Epps, they, you know what I'm saying, helping her out. And then she looks at the ship and sees her old crewmates bringing the gold back to the ship along with the, what's her name, ferryman or the ferryman or whatever.
Fairman.
Yeah, and she just starts screaming. Why are you screaming? Why even bring attention to that shit? Just shut up. Don't let nobody else go back on that boat. Just let it go.
My guy. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Because it's like it was like nobody had any type of common sense.
None.
Like
They-
this
They wouldn't have been on that boat to begin with.
man, look. And they lucky that they had all them damn tires on that bitch when they ran into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything don't supposed to make sense in movies. I get that.
Right.
But like this movie made like no sense
Right.
at all. Like it made no sense. Like because you're watching it and you like at least give me something to where it's like because okay, yeah, I understand y'all are stranded. I get that. But why are you opening up this can of beans and trying these can of beans right now?
What the what?
It's not like y'all been stranded for days and y'all are starving. Y'all only been on the boat for like an hour or so. And y'all trying to eat old ass beans. Like what? It's like we didn't even need that.
It was a lot of stupid ass shit that was going on in this movie. Absolutely.
It's like they give you the intro that they gave us. You're thinking when you see the intro, it's like, oh shit, this movie's about to be fire. And then the more and more they give you the story, the more and more you like, yo, this shit. It's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, this is one of them movies where you kind of debate, do you want to turn it off or not? Like you want to think about it, like I'm stop this shit, but I want to keep watching just in case it gets better.
Dude, we already know what this is, man. This is two things. This is number one, this is the car accident that you can't stop looking at, and this is the ugly girl at the party.
This is definitely the ugly girl at the party. I know she don't look like shit, but this is all that's left in here. I might be able to pay this one off for sure. That's exactly what this is. You are not lying at all. This, I don't know. You ready to do Fire Flames?
Man, let's knock these out.
Man.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay.
Bro.
Yeah. First of all, I fuck with Emily Browning. I used to fuck with Isaiah Washington up until a couple of years ago, so you know, he's on that bullshit.
For sure.
Julianne, you know, I mean, she was on ER. So,
Mhm.
but I always bring this up because up until this point, as far as I know, our lowest rating was Malignant, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
And I think I gave Malignant a 2, I believe. All right, so you know where I'm going.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
You ready?
I'm trying not to laugh. Go ahead.
Okay. Yo, Ghost Ship. I gotta get us 1.5, man.
God damn.
This shit makes no sense. Like nothing in this movie makes any fucking sense. It's like even when it comes to the horror genre, I can't even really call it horror, really, man. This was more like a low budget thriller. Like
Yeah. For sure.
this was just some people putting some shit together. Like let's just come up with the most outrageous shit. Like let's give you the most best opening that you can ever find in a movie, and let's just make the rest of this movie a fucking train wreck.
Biggest
That's
let.
what.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
thank you. You took it right out of my mouth. The biggest letdown that
Yeah.
you've ever seen. This
Ab-
movie had the potential to be something special, and they
Right.
fucked it up. So I'm sorry, man. I gotta get us a 1.5.
So the casting was, I guess, cool. Um, I know a few of them from some other stuff. Of course, I know Isaiah Washington and Browning. I know all them, but for the most part, like I said, or like I'm sorry, like you said, the intro was amazing. Still to this day, best intro to a horror movie I've ever seen. It's just the story is so everywhere. It doesn't really have any continuity. Like just we don't really know too much about Fairman. Um, Even then, like you don't even know why Katie is the one that you know what I'm saying. Like we don't even understand why Katie's by Ghost is doing what she's doing. So I don't know, man. It's I feel like it's weird. It's like a magical ship and shit. Because soon as Ep spilled her blood, all of a sudden the ship came to life and shit. So I don't know if the ship turned into the ghost ship afterwards or it was supposed to be the ghost ship before. Like it's too many questions that need answering to this movie. Um, and you are right. The kills are subpar. It don't really do you justice after that first. You know what I'm saying? After that first scene, it's like everything from there on is like um. And then at the ending, man, the ending was trash to me.
Yeah.
It seemed like they was trying to set up for a second
One sec. Yeah.
yeah, for a sequel, but I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that it didn't do well in box office, and I know for sure it didn't do well after box office because you don't see this shit nowhere for real. Usually, like this the type of movie that they'll play on TNT or TBS every other Sunday. This don't get no replay, so the replay value on this is obviously trash. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go a notch above you though, but I'm gonna give it a 2. It's not that bad because of the intro. The intro is definitely what geeks you up. But yeah, it's definitely a 2 for sure.
Man, these motherfuckers end up grossing. They ended up making $28 million. The budget was 20 million, which is crazy. Opening weekend, they got 11.5. They grossed 30.1, and then worldwide they grossed 68.3. That's crazy. That is so crazy. But you know what I mean? They look, if you able to make back what you put in, you were successful. But I don't see how they did it. But they found a way to do it. So
Absolutely.
you got to give them credit on that. But And then, dude, it did. Of course, it got an October release. It came out October the 25th, so it came out right before Halloween. So probably a lot of people ran to that shit.
Yeah, I say that might have been the thing for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, y'all can keep this.
Absolutely. That can go. This movie can go on the ship.
Oh man, yo, this was fun. We have a trash movie in a minute.
Absolutely. Let's get into the coming soon.
Let's do it.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
All right, man. Now this next episode that we got, it won't be well, I'm not gonna say it won't be. It may not be a movie that that we sitting on. It may and it may not be. Let me say that because I don't know. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. But if I remember, this is one of the movies you really fuck with.
Yeah. And it was a movie that was really like before its time too, because a lot of the tactics that they use in this movie, like you see a lot of people using that today, but with just a different technology. Because at the time of this movie coming out, like the technology they was using, it was like you could see where we're going.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I fuck with. And the movie he's talking about is Enemy of the State. You know what I'm saying? That's back when Will Smith was really fucking killing the box office. It was him and, if I'm not mistaken, Gene Hackman, if I'm not mistaken, and Regina King
I think so.
was his wife in this movie. But like he was just set up on some shit, and like they're using like all this new technology to track his every move and follow him, and he's just basically running through this whole shit. But like, no, Enemy of the State was really, honestly, it was before its time.
Yeah.
Like the shit that they was using, it was before its time. But yeah, I think that once we get into it, like with the new technology that we got today, I think that it really can go either way. It can go back to, our technology was trash back then, or it could go the other way and being like, you know what, this movie was before its time, and for it to be the year that it came out, they was on point. It could go either way.
Speaking of trash technology, bro, when we watched Silver Linings Playbook, I forgot to mention just how fucking trash Apple products used to look back then. That shit horrible. That shit
Are you talking about when the girl put the iPod in the thing to play the music to the house?
She had the MacBook on the floor and shit. That shit was weak as fuck, bro. I was like, oh yeah, I'm so glad that shit's advanced. But yeah, that's gonna be interesting to get into for sure, bro. I can't wait, man. So,
yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed Ghost Ship, if you didn't enjoy Ghost Ship, or if you were wondering how the fuck a ship is still floating that's been abandoned since 1962, hit us up. Let us know on the socials, on Twitter and Instagram at View9Pod, on Facebook VA Pod Watch Group. You can also hit us up in our community on Twitter. And don't forget, if you follow the podcast, you can also subscribe to the podcast. $2.99 a month. We give you extra episodes besides the ones you get for free. Just know that those episodes are fire. So make sure you do that. And if you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. I have a link tree in my bio. You can find me, excuse me, everywhere else there.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and Twitter, at 28 minutes or less pod. That's just on IG. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. Last episode is 128, if I'm not mistaken, and that is damn, what I do last? Why I do so many pods? Damn, I'm really blanking.
The Bear
season 2. What the hell is wrong with me? The Bear season 2. Like I told y'all before, I was feeling that shit. I was in my zone. So go check that out on all major platforms, and that's all I got.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. It's always greatly appreciated. Without you, there could be no us. So your support means so much to us. Until the next episode, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.